government scandal going on that you need to know about. The government.
Hello, welcome. It is the time for me to be on with you guys, and tonight I am both on YouTube and Facebook. If you have comments, questions, or concerns about anything that I say, I'd like to invite you to post your comments in the comment section below or in the chat section on Facebook. So let me explain. If you see me looking now, I'm looking directly at Facebook. Now I'm looking directly at YouTube. Eventually, I'm going to get it so synchronized that you will not know which device I'm looking at. Either way, I'm very happy that everyone is here tonight to listen to me talk about qualified but not recognized. And if you get to see the image that is before this YouTube actually starts, you'll get a general idea that my message may primarily suit women, but it is not limited to women because there are many different cultures that experience some of the issues that women of all cultures experience. And for this reason, I want you to take note. Make sure that if you have questions that you'd like to ask me about, that you schedule an appointment so that we can talk about how I might be able to assist you. For those of you who are meeting me for the very first time, I'm Dr. Priscilla. I am a native English speaker. I live in the US, and I'm excited about the opportunity to work with many individuals as they work on developing their English communication skills. Specifically tonight, I'm talking to people in the information technology industry. And for that reason, I think women who are now trying to climb that ladder, that corporate ladder, that there are things that you may need to do, and you may need to do them differently, especially in the IT industry. In the public school systems here in the US, we are now focusing more on STEM. And STEM is an acronym. STEM is an acronym for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. In previous years, those disciplines were limited or targeted to men, to the male force. And for this reason, the male force is that industry is dominated by males. But women, you have an opportunity to enter into those fields and feel proud that you can manage and master that area of discipline. The challenge for some women, though, will be that your first language isn't English. That is a huge hurdle that many women in the IT industry will have to address and come to terms with it. The fact that your first language isn't English is going to set the bar a little higher for you. It is not so much to say that you do not know your skill set. It doesn't necessarily mean to me that you do not understand and have the wherewithal to do the job. What is going to be key is that you learn how to develop your enunciation and speak with confidence. The confidence will come, I promise you. The confidence will come, one, if you have the skill set and you can speak well. If you can do those two things, then you're opening the door a little wider for you to just step in and take your role, assume the role that you desperately deserve. When I say desperately deserve, the IT industry is not complete being male dominated. There are roles and positions available for women, but we have to show up with confidence and be ready to take on that responsibility because we do have what is required. What is missing for the non-native English speaker is the ability to speak with confidence and fluency. This is my segue into what I want to share with you. I am a conversational English coach. Actually, I'm an executive conversational English coach, and I primarily work with women and men in the IT industry. Now, notice I did put in men. I'm talking about men whose first language is not English. There is a concern there too that when you are speaking, you have the qualifications, but there's just a little tweaking that needs to be done with your ability to speak. And that comes with practice. It isn't something that is going to happen overnight. I do have a program, and that program is Owning Your Voice. In this program, it is a 10-week program that we're going to assess, define, and get you on a path that is going to take you from here to here. Once we set up that path that you will follow, we will reverse engineer and get you to where you need to be so that you start to move up in your organization or even get your first job in the IT industry. Women, we have always been what I consider the nurturer. We know what is needed. We go above and beyond what is required, which makes us an excellent candidate for the IT industry. One thing I know for sure, that if you do not speak up for yourself, no one else is going to come to your rescue. You have to be your own rescuer. You have to do that for yourself. You've taken on the challenge of understanding science. You've taken on the challenge of understanding more about technology. You've taken on the challenge to know more about engineering. And finally, you've taken on the challenge to know more about mathematics. When you're able to do those and you're doing those things comfortably, there is no reason for you to shy behind a desk and not let your voice be heard. This is how you will gain respect from your superiors, those that are going to advise you. And I can assure you that if you step into this position with confidence and fluency in English, you will be the one that people will come to asking for directions and clarity. I want to share with you some experiences that I've had with non-native English speakers, primarily on the phone. I have several technological devices, and I have key people or companies, organizations, or a 1-800 number that I can call to get help with my technology challenges. The one thing that bothers me the most is when I get someone on the phone and I have difficulty understanding what it is that they want me to know. They're asking me questions. I'm trying to answer the question as best I can based upon what they're asking me. Those individuals that are trying to assist me, I am absolutely clear in my mind that these individuals know exactly what my problem is, but getting that information to me in a manner in which I can understand is the challenge. I can't really say what a solution is for one person or what the solution is for an organization, but I do know that if an organization is going to thrive in this global community that we all exist in, people are going to need to be able to communicate on a certain level. And right now, English is that bridge that everyone will cross over and understand a form of communication. That is what I know from the people that I'm working with currently, the people that I have worked with in the past. Once you elevate your voice to the point of being able to speak with eloquence, fluency, and appear to be comfortable. I am not always comfortable speaking, but it doesn't appear, my appearance doesn't give it away that I'm nervous about what it is that I'm going to say, even if I say everything wrong. It is that air of confidence in which you will need to garner. Understand that if you're trying to become better, people will be more tolerant of you. Do not be afraid to ask for what you want. One of the most important things is if you do not know something, do not deprive yourself of going to the sources to get what you need to be the best version of whatever it is that you need to be. This is how it is with anything. Whether you're learning to bake a cake, whether you're learning to drive a car, whether you're trying to teach your 1 year old how to use the potty, it is going to take time. I don't want you to get confused with thinking that when you're communicating in English, that every sentence has to have a slang word in it. It doesn't. And it is better not to use slang if you're not comfortable using the slang, and more importantly, if you don't understand what the slang means. So your social skills will need to be improved. Maybe you need to work on your social skills first before your professional skills. Why do I say this? Let's just say, for example, you have the position, you're already positioned in a company in the IT field, and you're at the entry level. That's wonderful. It's wonderful that you are at the entry level. Now that you're at the entry level, what can you do to leverage what you're doing at the entry level to get you teetered up to a higher level? One of the things you will need to do is to be at ease in maybe just having lunch, maybe just speaking to your coworkers. It seems as if you are reserved and you don't want to speak to someone, and the environment is an English speaking environment and you're not one to speak. Try to go into the office and be one of the first people to say, "Good morning," or "Hello." Try to be the first one to speak. It isn't necessary for the males to be the first to speak, and no one is going to assume that you're being provocative by speaking first. That is not how we interpret things in an English speaking community. We just see you as being friendly. But if you're just being shy and reserved, I don't think we really recognize that. I think it's more that we may feel that you've assumed that you are too good to even speak to us. So these are things that I just want you to be aware of. That's just one thing. It's the culture. And I know that there's a lot of cultures that come into play when a different person is employed, and you may be the only one that is employed there. Here's a real story. As you may well notice, I am a woman of color. And in the state of North Carolina, there are small communities in which I have lived. Asheville, North Carolina is one of those small communities where there is not an affluence of women of color. I actually have had the good fortune of getting most of the jobs that I applied for at the entry level, but I was very challenged to move up within the organization. And because I didn't have the voice that I needed, yes, I did speak English, but I didn't have the voice that resonated authority, that I really knew what I knew, because I didn't know what I didn't know. I was just so happy that I did actually get a job that in my later years, I went back to college and I got my degree. I got my first degree. And then I went further and I got my second degree, which is my master's. And then I continued with my studies, and I have my doctorate now. And the good thing for those of you who are non-native English speakers, the focus of my doctoral studies was the English language learner or the non-native English speaker. I worked with over 2,000 non-native English speakers to help develop and understand what are some of the challenges and the ramifications for those challenges for the non-native speakers. And I want to share those strategies and techniques that I was able to implement and help many of those students that I had worked with. This, of course, will require you to contact me if you so desire. The contact information is below this video. You can contact me at a time that is most convenient for you. And I would love to have a conversation with you to discuss how we can best meet your need in overcoming some of the challenges that you have as you ratchet your way up to the top in the area of information technology. If you decide to take a look at my website, I do have a website. You will see several courses, lots of courses that I offer. But at this particular moment, this program is the beta program, and it is owning your voice. In this 10-week program, you're going to work with me closely, intimately, to design a platform that is going to help you reach the level of expertise that you are so desperately needing to become a recognized force in your field. As I said earlier, when you're working in science, technology, engineering, and math, this is what the global world is about. Everything that we're doing now involves technology, and women can be on the forefront of designing, creating, managing, and mastering this environment. Am I saying that women are going to overtake? No, we still have those things that we enjoy doing. I think that will always be. There will always be a place for men, a place for women, but it does not have to be segmented in such a way that women cannot progress up the ladder in the IT industry if this is something that they would like to be a part of. So if this is something that you'd like to discuss with me further, I would love to have a conversation and talk to you about what you can do and what the perceived challenges are and how you, as a non-native English speaker, can overcome some of the challenges that you might face as a non-native English speaker wanting to excel in the IT industry. So with that said, know that you are enough. If you are a female, if you are a woman of color, if you are a woman of a different culture than that of those who speak English, you are more than enough. You are more than qualified. And because you are more than enough and you are qualified, I'm going to help you become recognized in your field of which you have an interest. So don't delay. If you desire to schedule a time to speak with me, I would be happy to do so. And we're going to create that plan of action specifically for you to reach your goal. How will we do that? We will do that by having a totally free conversation. And whether it goes anywhere or not, I would love the opportunity to just talk with you, find out more about you, learn a little bit more about your culture. You'll learn a little about my culture. Ask me questions. Ask me about those nuances that really are a part of the English playing field. Slang does have its place. Phrasal verbs has a place. And then there are those more formal situations when it is expected that you would be able to perform in a certain way to enhance that. And a good part of what I will share with you, it is networking. If you are shy and you are a recluse, that alone is going to keep you bottled in to a situation that is not going to allow you to advance. So networking is key to any growth. It's key for men, and it's going to be quite key for women. Your networking doesn't have to just involve all men, and it doesn't necessarily need to involve all women, but it is a culmination of both women and men, and knowing how to interact in the male-dominated field without feeling or being presumptuous that you are being provocative. No, you are just asserting your opinion, your belief, and your desire to let everyone know that not only can you hold your own, but you can do the job too. So if anything that I said tonight resonates with you, please be sure to subscribe to this channel, join the Facebook group, like the video, leave your comments, and hit the bell so you will know when I am live and uploading additional videos. Until my next live stream, I'm Dr. Priscilla, a native English speaker, and I live in the US. Bye for now. Goodbye, YouTube.